If you're thinking about grabbing the Govee Smart Bulb, hold on, because today I'm revealing some things about this bulb that might just change your mind. Yes, it's packed with cool features, but here's what surprised me. It's not all rainbows and sunshine. You might expect every smart bulb to seamlessly sync with your life, but with the Govee Smart Bulb, things get a little complicated. I'm going to share the real story behind its 16 million colors and smart controls, including some issues that could spoil your lighting dreams. Stick around because by the end, you'll know exactly whether this bulb is right for your home, or if you're better off looking elsewhere. First off, the Govee Smart Bulb boasts 16 million colors and 54 preset scene modes, which sounds amazing for just under $30. You can supposedly tailor your lighting to match your mood, music, or daily routines. If you're someone who loves creating ambiences for game nights or cozy movie vibes, this promise sounds perfect. But and here's the twist, the bulb's real-life performance dives deeper than just a color wheel. It works on a stable 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi, which means forget about your snazzy dual-band 5G routers for this baby. You might ask, why does that matter? Well, for modern homes where optimized Wi-Fi is everything, relying solely on 2.4 GHz sometimes leads to spotty connections or delays. So if you're all about lightning fast response, the Govee bulb might lag behind, literally. Now, here's a mini promise. I'm going to tell you why that music sync feature might just ruin your party instead of lighting it up, plus a few hilarious mishaps I experienced testing this bulb under all sorts of crazy conditions. But before that, if you're someone who wants a fuss-free smart lighting experience with flawless app control and voice integration, stick around. Because while the Govee Smart Bulb tries to cover that space, it doesn't quite nail it without some annoying caveats. Let me paint the picture. You install the Govee bulb in your living room fixture, download the Govee Home app, and expect seamless control. The app claims to offer everything from brightness adjustments to an insane variety of colors. However, the catch is you need to keep the microphone on your phone free to use the music sync, since the bulb relies on your phone's mic to detect beats. This means if you're on a call or another app is using the mic, the music sync won't work. It's like the bulb is at a party, but keeps waiting for its turn to dance while others hog the mic. And that's before we start talking about occasional app bugs, connectivity drops, or that the bulb doesn't support any 5 GHz networks. You're chained to 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi, which can frustrate users with modern routers that preferentially use 5G bands. Here's a joke for you. Why did the smart bulb go to therapy? Because it had trouble connecting under pressure. But seriously, dealing with these Wi-Fi limitations feels almost like that. For some, it might be a deal breaker, especially if you're looking to fully automate your lighting with other smart home devices through platforms like Alexa or Google Assistant. Yes, voice control is supported, but it's not perfect. The Govee bulb can respond to commands like turning on off or changing colors, but during our test, responsiveness was hit or miss when the Wi-Fi wavered. Okay, here's another twist coming up. The bulb cannot be used with smart switches. This means if you try to connect the bulb to a wall switch that's smart, or if you accidentally turn off the physical switch, you'll lose control over the bulb's smart features. Imagine setting the perfect sunrise schedule and then flipping the switch off by accident. The magic's gone, and you're stuck with a regular bulb. This limitation is crucial for people who like to keep their lighting simple or already have smart switches installed. It's almost like the bulb says, "Yes, I'm smart, but only if you treat me my way." Mini promise number 2. I'll reveal the best hacks to get around some of these limitations, if you decide to take the plunge anyway. But before that, who exactly is the Govee Smart Bulb made for? It's primarily for those who love to experiment with colored lighting and moderate smart home enthusiasts looking for basic controls without breaking the bank. If that's you, you might find the customization options refreshing, with scene modes like romantic, party, and nature baked right in the app. Of course, The promise of 16 million DIY colors is a marketer's dream, because in reality, you won't be sniffing out all 16 million shades unless you're extremely patient or a lighting nerd. Let me share a quick story. When I first set the Govee bulb on party mode, music sync was supposed to dazzle the room with colors flashing to the beat. Instead, it flickered sporadically and occasionally went pitch black for seconds when my phone mic had other apps running in the background. Instead of a vibe, I got a confusing light show. It reminded me of a disco ball with a hangover. Still, when it did work, the effect was neat, not professional grade but funky enough for casual fun. Now you might wonder, how does Govee compare to big names like Philips Hue or LIFX? The good news is the Govee bulb delivers similar color variety and basic smart features for less than half the price of those premium bulbs, which often cost $50 or more each. But the compromise is reliability and ecosystem. Govee's app is independent, and while it integrates with Alexa and Google Assistant, it lacks the polish and speed of some competitors. So if you want plug-and-play stability and compatibility with extensive smart home gear, think twice. Here's a third joke because why not? What did one smart bulb say to the other? You light up my life until the Wi-Fi goes out. On the bright side, Govee does throw in handy scheduling features. You can tailor your lighting to wake up gently with the sunrise mode or wind down in the evening with sunset dimming. That's a genuinely nice touch, especially for people who appreciate gradual light transitions but want automation without fuss. Now, let's talk app experience, a make-or-break factor for smart bulbs. The Govee Home app is visually appealing and simple to use. From adjusting colors, brightness, to setting timers and groups, it checks most boxes. What's frustrating is the occasional crashes, plus the need for persistent mic access if you want the music sync feature. Plus, it still doesn't support 5G Wi-Fi, limiting the speed and stability you might expect from smart devices in 2024. But here's a surprising angle. Despite the hiccups, the actual bulb hardware performs fairly well on brightness and color depth. It's an A19 bulb with standard 800 lumens, enough to light up typical living areas without being dim or uncomfortably harsh. That's a win for everyday use, especially compared to cheaper, generic smart bulbs that often compromise on brightness to save costs. So, while Govee stumbles on software, the physical lighting quality can pull you back. Mini promise number 3. If you're ready to invest some time exploring this bulb's quirks, I'll share pro tips later that make this bulb's performance way better, especially in Wi-Fi setup and app reliability. For now, here's who should skip this bulb entirely. If you want flawless out-of-the-box smart integration with your existing smart home, need 5G support, or want a bulb that works smoothly with a smart wall switch, look elsewhere. Your patience meter will max out fast here. Here's a little story to illustrate. A friend of mine, an Alexa power user, bought the Govee Smart Bulb. At first, he loved tweaking the colors and scheduled scenes to create a relaxing home theater vibe. But after a couple of weeks, the bulb kept dropping off the network, and voice commands failed randomly. Frustrated, he switched back to a Philips Hue setup because it was just simpler and more dependable. Govee was fun, but it became a smart bulb headache, much like trying to teach a cat to fetch. Fun idea, tough execution. So far, I've talked about the negatives, but don't get me wrong, the Govee Smart Bulb has strong positives. For one, the price at $28.99 is attractive for anyone on a budget, especially if you want millions of color options and solid brightness. If you're willing to accept occasional glitches for a highly customizable lighting experience without investing hundreds, the Govee might still be worth it. Especially for kids' rooms, casual parties, or mood lighting where perfection isn't the goal. Here's a fourth joke to lighten the mood. Why don't smart bulbs ever get lost? Because they always know the right current path. All right, that was a bit cheesy, but it's fitting, because the current draw and build quality on the Govee bulb itself are good. It's a safe pick if you don't want to risk cheap bulbs that flicker or die fast. Let's wrap up with the resolution. If you're hunting for a smart bulb that delivers crazy colors, fun preset scenes, and voice control on a budget, Govee Smart Bulb is a decent contender. But understand the compromises. No 5G Wi-Fi support, reliance on your phone's mic for music sync, and no compatibility with smart switches. If you don't mind occasional app bugs and are okay spending a bit of time troubleshooting connectivity, it can bring some genuine joy and ambience to your space. I'd recommend this bulb to beginners exploring smart lighting who want a customizable but affordable option. For the best price, make sure to check the link in the description below. Prices on Amazon change fast, and right now this bulb is a steal. If you decide to buy, keep your expectations realistic. Prepare for a little setup effort, and you'll be rewarded with colorful lighting fun that's far better than a regular bulb but not quite premium smart home magic. The Govee Smart Bulb is proof that a light can be smart without being perfect. Thanks for watching, and if this review helped you decide whether to choose or skip the Govee Smart Bulb, hit that like button and subscribe for more honest reviews. Brighten your day smartly.